right, this is actually the craziest thing in Europe to me. People parking on the sidewalk like that is just insane. Augustiner. I've actually had Augustiner. It's great. It's actually so cool. You can ride your bike all year long. It doesn't matter the season. What is up? Welcome back. Today I'm reacting to a video titled, Why Did Nobody Tell Me About This? And I think it's related to Germany. And I had to click on it. What's up? If you haven't met me yet, my name is Aaron, and this is Aaron Arnold Reacts. Through this channel, I'm discovering everything about Europe, Germany included, the people, the culture, the history, the sports, the food, anything you can imagine. The goal of this channel is to laugh together, to learn together, and to have fun together. I post videos every single day, so you're gonna keep seeing me around. So you might as well hit like and subscribe. Now, let's see why. See what? Nobody told us. Oh, that looks awesome. There's people just floating down the river?
Yeah, I don't think I'd swim in that.
Looks so nice.
I am someone who likes to follow the rules, especially when visiting a new country.
Okay.
The first time I came to Germany, this thing, well, it confused me a little bit.
He's not talking about that bike lane right there, is he? That's clearly a bike lane.
Now I get it, I'm not a Burke. I knew that one of these was for bicycles and the other one was for people. However, at the time, it was raining, there were no bikes out, and I was afraid to be in the wrong lane. Now, one of my good German friends explained this to me. It goes slow, faster, fastest. In fact, something interesting I've noticed here is that...
Wait, that's actually a really practical tip there. Slow is for the walkers. Faster is for the bikes. Fastest is for the street. And that's the order they flow in. Okay, that actually makes sense.
People will block the sidewalk before they block a bike.
All right, this is actually the craziest thing in Europe to me. People parking on the sidewalk like that is just insane. Like, I don't know why, but I think in America, if somebody pulled up on a sidewalk, everybody would start maybe running or backing up quickly or, you know, maybe start filming or something because it just doesn't happen. People get really scared.
This is an important distinction to make because, strangely, people use bikes here not just for fitness, but actually
strangely.
To get around. I don't know why they don't just buy cars.
Oh, please take us to the metro. I hope he's taking us down there. I need to see this.
Something else that caught me off guard here was how to actually properly use the U-Bahn subway.
U-Bahn, okay.
I'll show you what I mean. As you can probably...
You just walk in and it looks like that? You can literally walk right to the platform? That looks so easy. It looks behind him. Is that like a machine to buy a ticket? I'm sure there has to be people also like he's talking to, right? Or you can just buy it automatically through there. I'm sure you can get it on your phone too, via internet.
Probably tell there's no gates here to get in, which is unlike pretty much every other city I have ever been to.
Looks so clean down there. Augustiner. I've actually had Augustiner, the beer. It's great, but I know it's a German beer. I'm not sure what he's showing here, but we're about to see. Maybe he's talking about the trains right there. Oh, crosswalk. Gusa.
That's okay. You can drink outside here.
This guy's hilarious. He's showing it in a very simple way. Yeah, you can drink in public, apparently. I'm sure like all these people in the park are just tearing up some beers. You don't do that in America. It's not allowed, actually.
This is still easily one of the most surprising things that I enjoy living here in Europe. just being able to enjoy a beer outside.
Sounds nice, honestly. I think people do that from a like American perspective. We see that happening during the day and all the time because we just don't have that, you know. People just don't do that during the day. People only do that really when they party. At least most people.
This is something, the first time I came here, I wasn't expecting. You'll see people drinking beer on the street, on the U-Bahn, on the S-Bahn, pretty much wherever. I actually made a whole
On the
video
bus
about
and
my thoughts
train
on
too.
drinking culture, so I'll leave a link to that somewhere. But suffice to say, yes, it's okay to drink outside, with some caveats. When you're done, don't throw it out.
What does he mean by caveats?
Just leave it next to the trash can, and someone will probably come by and pick it up and return the fan, which right
Leave it next to the trash can. I don't understand.
now is about like 8 cents.
Oh, you return. Okay, you return it and you get money back. All right, the paid toilets is just crazy. Like, to an American, that's insane because there's public toilets everywhere. Are they gross? Yeah, they're disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. You don't touch anything when you go to the bathroom in the U.S. in a public toilet. It's really rough, except for Buc-ee's. There's a huge gas station chain called Buc-ee's that is known for having the best, cleanest bathrooms in the world.
Not sure why the whole paid bathroom thing irks me quite so much, but let's just say I only use it if it's an emergency.
That looks so nice.
Yeah, I don't think I'd swim in that. Now, this last thing I need to talk about, it's very shameful. First time I came, well, I didn't really understand quite how seriously Germans took cheersing.
Cheersing. I know what he's getting at here. I think you know too. You gotta have the eye contact. I think that's what he's gonna say.
How many times have you been to Germany before you moved here?
Once.
Oh, only once.
Yeah, because I was visiting a friend in Luxembourg, and then we traveled over the border to Germany, and then later in Munich, like a year ago or something, for 4 days, and then I moved here.
Okay, wow. 4 days, that's pretty good. That's awesome. I mean, it took me, I think 2 trips, and then I wanted to move here.
Yeah. I think for me it was quite spontaneous, and then it kind of happened, and then it was happening, and then I was here.
I'm trying to remember. So the first time I came here, I knew, like, I wasn't stupid. I knew that there are cycle paths and there are sidewalks and there are different things, but I didn't know which one was which. And I could see the difference in the pavement, but I never knew what side to stand on. But yeah, that was... Did you have that problem?
I think not a bit, like not knowing when people were coming, and then suddenly there's a bike coming past and you're like, what the... Yeah. I guess people that are new to Germany and they don't realize what bike lanes are.
I'm so confused. This seems like they just met for the very first time here in the park. And he's like, I mean, look at him on the right. He's kind of, looks like he's interrogating her. She seems really friendly, honestly. So I don't know. This kind of gives me interesting vibes. I'm not gonna lie.
And then bikes will come streaming past, like,
Yeah.
ding, 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 and they're like, ah!
It's also been surprising since I've been here that people ride their bikes all year. Winter, rain, sun, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I rode my bike during like the winter when it was properly snowy, kind of icy snow on the roads, and it was actually kind of dangerous, I think.
Wait, real quick. That's actually so cool. You can ride your bike all year long. It doesn't matter the season. Do they take care of the bike lanes pretty well? Like, how do they do it even? Do they salt it? Do they put rocks, pebbles? How do they scrape that ice off? Do they have a truck that comes by of the bike lane? I wouldn't imagine, right? But yeah. So how can they bike when it snows?
Another thing that didn't really surprise me, but I've heard other Germans complain about it, is like cash. Did that like catch you off guard at all?
Yeah, and then also this weird thing with the EC-Karte.
What's that?
It's like in some shops you can only pay with this specific card, which is only from German banks, and you can't pay with like a normal like debit card or credit
Wait, what? That doesn't seem right. Something seems wrong there.
card.
I think I know what you mean. I think I experienced this literally last week. I was at a store and they had a card machine.
Yeah.
I tried to pay with the card and they're like, oh, no Visa. So I put out a MasterCard and that didn't work either. And then I just gave up and paid cash.
Yeah.
But they had a card machine and the person from me paid with a card, so I didn't know what was going on.
Probably they paid with an EC-Karte thingy. That's why I always have cash at hand, because you never know when you might have to use it.
You also need cash, because I've also found it very strange here that many places you need to pay to use the restroom. Even in restaurants. Even restaurants we're already paying for a meal.
Wait a second. There's no way that's true. You go to a restaurant, you enjoy a coffee, you enjoy a meal, and then they want to charge you to go to the bathroom? There's no way that's correct.
Yeah. You haven't seen that?
No.
I mean, they have like the toilet person.
That's the other thing in restaurants, not being able to get like free tap water here.
Oh yeah.
Like in the UK.
Really? You can't get free tap water in Germany? That actually is pretty shocking.
If you're in any restaurant, you can just ask, oh, could I just have a glass of water or something? Here, I've actually had it before where I went in a restaurant and I was sitting there and I asked if I could have tap water and they said no.
The last thing that I think really surprised me the first few times I was here, which I didn't really understand, was the proper way to cheers. And that Germans take it, at least the Germans I met seem to take it pretty seriously. I don't know if they're like joking with me or if they're actually like quite serious about it, but I feel like there's a lot of superstitions here that people are, I think they adhere to pretty seriously, like wishing someone a happy birthday before their actual birthday. Seems to be.
Don't do it in Germany, apparently. Is that what he's saying? I think I've actually heard that. Can you confirm?
A big no-no. Have you seen any other interesting superstitions that caught you by surprise that Germans seem to follow?
I mean, sticking to the rules very firmly.
I've heard Germans are rule followers. I think that's a common stereotype, though, that everybody knows.
Like not walking on the cycle lane or something, or like...
Not walking on red signal.
Yeah,
Even
for
when no
example.
one's around. Yeah.
Well, we'll cheers one more time to make sure we do this right.
Wow, interesting video. I feel like he gave some really interesting insight. I like how he showed things, to be honest. I think the one thing that's really weird to me, though, is you have to pay at the restaurant, even if you're getting a coffee or something to eat, for the WC, for the bathroom. That just doesn't seem right to me. Something's got to be off. Also, there's a specific card you can only use in certain places, certain stores and restaurants. That also just doesn't feel right. I mean, I guess you could resort to cash is what they're saying, but they don't accept credit card unless it's a German card. Yeah, really interesting video. By the way, he said he wouldn't get that water. I absolutely would. That river where they were swimming and also surfing looks so cool. Have you been to one of those? Do they have those all over Germany? Because I'm actually really interested in checking that out. Well, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed and if you want to see another video just like this one in the future, make sure to hit like and subscribe. I'm going to keep exploring Germany and other European countries. I want to know it all, and Europe has a lot to offer. So I hope you'll join me, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.